without sounding very dramatic, it has changed my life, because it literally has changed my life. And it was something I didn't know was going to be so perfect. And I don't think for me the course could have given me more at the time that I needed. I had a baby that I really, really struggled with in terms of sleep. Was very, very confused by the amount of conflicting information out there. And obviously the loudest noise is the more sleep training, unresponsive side of things. I feel like that is starting to slowly change. But, you know, even just 3.5 years ago, I feel like what is going on today wasn't going on in terms of sort of the holistic and the sort of gentle and responsive community. So confused by all the information, you know, worked through what we worked through. And then, but I always found it fascinating to find out what the actual sort of truth was.
And you have just grown the most incredible business. You've got a really engaged following. You were just like powering through and doing so well. So
my primary concern was, because I'm not coming from a background of anything to do with childcare, I just am a mother and I am fascinated. Will I struggle to be in the industry? Will anyone take me seriously? Would anyone want to work with me if I haven't also been either a nanny or a working nursery or a nurse or anything like that? I'll be honest, I had no sort of real anticipation of what it could end up being. You know, I think you can never know. I felt like it was a really difficult decision to decide to set up my own business rather than getting a job, and what that means in terms of risk factor. But because we were in the lockdown, I was like, do you know what? If you're ever going to do something like this, this is absolutely the time.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the rest is history. It just felt incredibly comprehensive, the course. Like I was learning in an in-depth way that I never anticipated. Again, I think because of what you see in the industry, you sort of think it's, there's a set of rules that if you probably can work it out and, you know, you make it work. But it's so much more about understanding the actual science behind it, actually about attachment theory, things that I genuinely didn't know about. I found it so incredibly comprehensive that when I went out into practicing, I was nervous, you know, as a new person when you're first doing something new, but I did feel very, very equipped, which is amazing. So I felt like that one side of it is, it's genuinely so comprehensive. And then on the other side is the fact that you do get the business side of things as well. And you get those elements to help you understand different ways of sort of targeting in terms of social media, in terms of actually setting up the business, the legal side of the businessy things that I didn't know at all, that I was incredibly grateful to have sort of handed to me on a platter. But a substantial portion of my business that still comes from Instagram and Instagram followers and people that want to work with me from there. But I have now got a really good amount of Google reviews. I think my clients have been really kind. So I've got just shy of sort of 100 Google reviews. Amazing. And I think that's really, really helpful. In terms of search power and then picking between people. So I definitely get business from there. I've definitely had business through the Holistic Sleep Coaching Register as well, where people have gone on and they've typed in London, because I think you can find the people, I think you can search by location. So I've definitely got people literally through the course, and then, and then word of mouth. Without sounding very dramatic, it has changed my life, because it literally has changed my life. And it was something I didn't know was going to be so perfect. And I don't think for me the course could have given me more at the time that I needed. Obviously, on top of that, I've built up experience. You cannot just put experience into a course, and so that's totally fine. But I think, firstly, the course experience at the time, I felt very buzzed by it. For me, having that follow-on, the fact that I know if I need something, if I need help with something, there are people there. And that is that is priceless, really, when you're working for yourself. You know, I don't, it just to have that type of community just makes it feel sort of less daunting. Because I think at the beginning, when you are first seeing clients, it's like with anything, when you've got the theory and you're putting it into practice and you get imposter syndrome, which I still have. So, you know, that is, it's no bad thing per se, but you know, I think just having that is just absolutely amazing. And I'm just really grateful I made that choice, because it was between this course and another course that would have been a big mistake.